Hello, everybody. Today's topic is sleep, which is not only one of our favorite things to talk about, but also one of our favorite things to do. So, good sleep is crazy essential to health and well-being. It's central to reducing perimenopausal symptoms and to keeping us healthy after menopause. We're going to talk about why it's important, but also what you can do to enhance your sleep. So many of us identify as caretakers, and for us, we often imagine that getting enough sleep is indulgent or luxury. But sleep is taking care of yourself in the most basic sense. If you're making an effort to exercise and eat well, but you're super casual about sleep, you may not realize the deficit you are creating for your health, both short-term and long-term. So consider treating it just as you would any other element of wellness. We want to give you permission to sleep deeply, often, and a lot. Insufficient sleep and insomnia are prevalent, with approximately 35% of Americans getting less than 7 hours of sleep per night. And during perimenopause, sleep can be significantly disrupted, in part due to night sweats. Some women have insomnia, and others find that sleep isn't as refreshing as it once was. Studies also indicate that African American women and Latinas experience shorter sleep duration and lower sleep efficiency than Caucasian women on average do. Most women going through perimenopause need more hours of sleep than they did before or than they will later in life. So embrace that and try to build this into your schedule. Studies show that good sleep helps maintain the balance of insulin, cortisol, and oxytocin. Under stress-free conditions, your brain releases oxytocin, which results in a happier, calmer you. Insufficient sleep, on the other hand, increases your levels of stress hormones, both cortisol and adrenaline, and that in turn increases your insulin levels and insulin resistance, making weight gain more likely. Insufficient sleep is also associated with numerous other adverse outcomes, including increased inflammation, hypertension, cardiovascular disease, neurocognitive dysfunction, and even all-cause mortality risk. So sleep should be thought of as the antioxidant for the brain. It's when waste clearance from the brain can happen. It is required to minimize damage from the free radicals that accumulate there when you are awake. Chronic sleep deprivation accelerates the aging of the brain. One 25-year study showed that short sleep duration, meaning less than 6 hours, was associated with an up to 30% increase in risk of later dementia. Visible light synchronizes our biological clocks by suppressing melatonin, with the strongest response occurring in the shortwave spectrum, that is blue light. In other words, getting outside in the morning and then avoiding blue light in the evening can help regulate our circadian rhythms and therefore our sleep. This is, of course, next to impossible these days because our screens produce concentrated blue light. By working on screens in the evening and at night, we are telling our bodies that it is time to reduce melatonin production and awaken our senses for the day. Studies suggest that weaning blue light devices, but also wearing lenses that block blue light at night, can decrease insomnia and improve your sleep. So in a 2018 insomnia study, half the participants wore blue light blocking lenses for 2 hours before bed for a week, and the other half were regular lenses. So the people who were wearing the blue light blocking glasses experienced significant improvements in sleep in contrast to the other group. And because this was a crossover study, they had a 4-week washout period and then switched glasses, and the blue light blocking folks had the same positive results. So getting a handle on tech and blue light should be considered sleep hygiene 101 and the first essential step. So I'm going to give you a long list of lifestyle changes to improve your sleep. Number 1, Turn off your electronics by 9 p.m. or at least an hour before you hope to be asleep. 2, create a sleep ritual, including an actual bedtime. Your circadian rhythms respond to ritualized sleep, and you'll likely fall asleep faster and sleep more deeply. Number 3, use glasses that block out blue light if you are spending your evening working in front of a screen. In the program, we have links that can show you some blue light blocking glasses that you might like. Next, sleep in the dark. Don't allow electronics in your bedroom. Your bed is for relaxing and for sleep only. Remember, your body is stimulated by electronics. Help your eyes naturally detect light and dark. Keep the lights low when reading in bed and keep your curtains open as long as you don't have bright street lights outside so that the sunlight awakens you in the morning. Turn off the light of your alarm clock. Seeing what time it is in the middle of the night can cause anxiety if you're inclined towards insomnia. Next, make sure you get outside every morning to set your circadian rhythm and melatonin production cycle naturally. Stop taking stimulants after noon. No coffee, sugar, chocolate, and even some of the adaptogens that we recommend, like eleuthero and rhodiola. Next, alcohol can help you relax and get to sleep, but it negatively, in fact, impacts the quality of your sleep. It can disrupt sleep cycles, especially REM sleep, which is the dreaming sleep, and it can lead to insomnia. You can listen to soothing music. You can take a warm bath with Epsom salts, which contains magnesium, before bed. You can keep a notepad by your bed, and before you wind down, write down all the things that are stressing you out or that you're trying to remember in the morning. So you therefore clear your brains before you settle down. And then a 2016 study showed a bedtime gratitude practice promotes longer, sounder sleep. So in that study for 2 weeks, 119 young women wrote down what they were grateful for that day and were compared to an active control group who journaled about everyday events before bed. The women practicing the gratitude experienced a statistically significant improvement in the quality of their sleep. Intermittent fasting can also help by compressing your eating schedules to about 8 hours a day and eating between the hours of 9 and 5 to improve gut health, weight, sleep, and extended longevity. Little Green recommends not eating after 7 p.m. or about 3 hours before bed. This allows the body to digest food while awake and then use the restorative time of sleep to move on to cellular repair. Also, simple processed carbs like desserts and alcohol close to bedtime spike your blood sugar. When your blood sugar then drops dramatically later, you release hormones including adrenaline and cortisol, which can wake you up. If you're having difficulty staying asleep, try focusing on low glycemic eating and balancing your blood sugar. And then we have a couple of recommendations in the program for products, some of which we've tried and some which we have not, including something called the Chillo, which is a cooling pillow, and also the Uller, which is a sleeping system which helps regulate temperature while you sleep. All right, let's move on to a few sleep supportive herbs and supplements. Chamomile, as a tea, is a mild anti-inflammatory sedative which can help reduce restlessness and anxiety and improve your sleep. Lavender is wonderfully supportive for anxiety, also for mild depression, cognitive concerns, and sleep. It reduces difficulty falling asleep and promotes more restful sleep. Magnesium is an extremely common nutrient deficiency, and that is in part due to the fact that chronic stress can deplete your magnesium. Low magnesium in the body is associated with both chronic inflammation and disrupted sleep. So a supplement of 100 to 200 milligrams can help most people sleep, and you can take that about half an hour before you go to bed. Valerian can improve sleep quality in perimenopausal women. Many women find that taking 2 500 milligram capsules a day aids sleep and reduces anxiety and hot flashes. But I will note that for some women, valerian really does have some side effects of bad dreams. 5-HTP is another tryptophan that can alter the biochemical pathway in a similar way to melatonin. Melatonin, 1 to 3 milligrams, can help most people fall asleep. We recommend extended release melatonin. And then according to a few studies on anxiety and sleep, CBD oil can also improve your sleep and allow you to have deeper sleep. And we list a few studies in the program about that as well. So, work with your licensed practitioner to figure out the root cause of your trouble sleeping and to find supplements and dosage that works for you. All right, now we're going to give you a peri project, which is on sleep journaling. You know that we love journaling. So journaling has the ability to bring amazing self-awareness and positive change. First, in your sleep journaling, we want you to record and notice what you're doing every night before you go to bed. Use your journal to record the ritual and ask yourself, are you signaling your body that it's time to wind down? Then, right before you go to bed and you turn out the light, write down 1 or 2 things for which you are really desperately grateful. End the day with absolute positivity. Keep your journal by your bed, and if you wake up in the middle of the night, jot down any worry or to-do item that may be keeping you awake right there onto the page. That way, your body is released from them and you can move back into sleep. And then finally, in the morning, when you wake up, record how you slept. You can do it with as much brevity as you'd like. Try to keep up this practice for 2 weeks so you can see the patterns. See whether you can make connections between sleep and food and exercise as well during these 2 weeks. And you can just jot them down as bullet points. I exercised today. I didn't have any dairy today, whatever it is. And then I think you will start noticing after 2 weeks, you might see a pattern that the nights that you don't have a glass of wine, you sleep better, or the nights that you took magnesium, you slept better, or any combination of the above. So, okay, today's sleep takeaways. We have 5 bullet points here. 1, sleep is not indulgent. It's critical to our perimenopausal and menopausal health. 2, insufficient sleep is associated with inflammation, cognitive concerns, anxiety and depression, as well as cardiovascular risk and dementia later in life. So it's really important. 3, try simple sleep supportive measures such as shutting off your screens before bed, gratitude journaling, intermittent fasting, and reducing caffeine. 4, try calming herbs and minerals such as chamomile, lavender, and magnesium. And 5, seek to identify the root cause of your difficulty sleeping. And as always, our citations for all our evidence-based research is in the daily email entitled Sleep. Thanks, everyone.